you're going to need a pair of trucks, 1 and 2, and you're going to need hardware. Hardware being a bolt and a nut. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to mark the board so you can actually see where to put the bolts through the grip tape. So to judge where to put the bolts, you want to come to the bottom of the board. You're going to take one of your bolts and you're going to push it into the hole just enough so you can see a little bump pop up on the other side. You don't want to push too hard, okay? Once you do that, turn it back over to the top of the board, line up your bolt, and push it right through. And we're going to do that with all 4. That's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Now we are going to put this first truck on. When you are picking out a pair of trucks, you want to make sure that you're getting trucks that are the same size as the width of your board. Right here is your kingpin and your bushings. So you want to make sure that your bushings and your kingpin are on the inside of the board. And we're going to line up the bolts, push through the holes on the truck, and we're going to get the nut started on the hardware. Okay, now that we have all of our hardware started, you're going to need a nut driver that's 3/8 or a socket wrench and a Phillips head screwdriver. Occasionally hardware will be hex key, so if you have that, then make sure you have the proper Allen key size. So all you want to do is put your nut driver over the nut and your screwdriver on the back of the bolt and tighten it up. Now when you're first putting these on, you don't want to tighten them all the way at first. You want to give them a little bit of give, that way you're able to fully line it up and then lock it in all together nice and evenly. So you always want to put them on diagonally, right? So we already did this side, now we're going to do this side. Just tighten it up. And alternatively, if you have it available, you can use a power tool, a power drill, to tighten it up much quicker. Okay, now we're going to do diagonals again. Not tightening it all the way just yet. So now that we have all of our bolts on, you can see that there's still a little bit of lift here because I left that little bit of extra room. So as we tighten these fully, we want to tighten them enough that the top of the bolt lays exactly flat and exactly level with your grip tape. And I'm doing it by hand because I can be a little bit more precise that way, but it is pretty tough, so the power tool might be your best option. You also could use a skate tool, which I'll show on screen right now, that has all of the correct sizes for the entire board setup. Okay, now I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side with the bushings going towards the center just like this, and then we'll come back to move on to the wheels.